have to say is, yes, ma'am, this is Clara Luper Day. This is the
And this
Clara
is
Luper
my
Radio
show.
Show. But I want to remind our friends and our neighbors to sit back, to relax, to call their friends, to call their neighbors and invite them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in living color, where Mom is expecting an apology because of the fact that currently, as of 9:10 in the a.m. on this beautiful Saturday morning, she's leading in the race for funds during the Freedom Fiesta
And we'll
week.
continue to lead, Calvin.
See, now this is your show. I can't even talk. But that's the beautiful thing about the Clara Luper Radio Show is that you won. You have an opportunity to. So I've given you time now to call that friend, to call that neighbor, but most importantly to remember this number. 672-1220 is the number out here. 424-2384 is the number at Freedom Center. We want you to be a part of today's program. There are many things that you can do to help. One thing you can do is help those of us who have been working so hard during the last 52 weeks beat Clara Luper. Now, that seems to be the objective of it all. Now, we don't mind fighting for freedom. I've told you before that freedom is fun, but freedom ain't free. This is a special day in the history of all Americans because we remember Dr. Martin Luther King, but we also remember what happened here in Oklahoma City when we had an opportunity to change the lifestyles, to change history itself. Able to get one hamburger, able to get one cup of Coca-Cola, made a difference, enabled us to get better jobs, enabled us to have an opportunity to live in different portions of this city, different sections of this city. But good things happen when you work hard. We've worked hard. Mom, I must compliment you on your hard work. And currently, I will say that you are leading in the race for
And
funds.
do you think I'll be leading today when people come up and get their envelopes and sign and say, I'm here in support of Clara Luper? Now, what happened?
It is 9:12.
What happened, Calvin,
You've been leading
45
for
years
2
ago?
more minutes.
The
Okay.
NACP Youth Council grabbed segregation in public accommodations and choked it to death. And
Uh-oh.
today, somebody as black as me, and I'm blacker than a blackberry, can go anywhere in Oklahoma and sit down and eat.
Well, this is a special week, Mom, because I think back, well, it's difficult to do, but it's very easy to see what happened there, 1819 Northeast Park Street, when poor little Merlin, she was a real youngster then, but we gotten back from New York City where we had an opportunity for the first time in our lives, and I think for the first time in the lives of many of the adult advisors, to sit in a restaurant, to order a meal, and to be served like human beings. Instead of going to the back door, instead of going in the alley saying, can I have a hamburger with mayonnaise and no onions? No, it didn't work like that in New York City because there the Chocomatic or the Automat was that was a fantastic experience. I still can see that, to put my little dollar in there and to get me a ham sandwich out or to get me a chicken salad sandwich out. Well, we spent a lot of time, those of us who went there to that convention, and the reason that we went to the convention was because of the NAACP. Herbert Wright had seen the play Brother President that you had written, that young people from Dungy High School had performed, and wanted that to be presented at a national convention. Thank you, NAACP. Thank you, Herb Wright, who rests now in yonder's somewhere, but he's not. Okay. Thank you, Herbert Wright. And I almost got emotional then because I remember that day. But then good things have happened, Mom, because of the fact
We
that
choked
you.
segregation in public
Right,
accommodations.
thank you. We choked it.
We choked it. Tonight
Choked me up.
is the annual Clara Luper's dinner. There will be a musical prelude, and I want Sterling Mitchell to call me because we do want some memories from that period. 6:30, the program will start. Let freedom ring. My country, tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, will echo throughout the building. There will be a special prayer by Betty Jean Germany, one of the original sit-inners. And then you will be served dinner. After dinner, we will present the future to you because Cherokee Pennon will present a solo. The presentation of the speaker will be done by one of the speaker's friends, Jeff.
Mom,
And then the Freedom Fiesta sit-ins address will be delivered by a young man that graduated from high school this year who made 36 on his ACT test and who delayed going to college today in order that he could speak tonight. His name is Nathan Moore, and I want each one of you to remember that name. And he's going to speak about the sit-ins. All men of all races, creeds, and colors will continue to speak about the sit-ins. And then Calvin, Miss Black, Oklahoma, will present a saxophone solo. Oh, what a day. But tonight, Mrs. Lucy Alexander, Mr. Richard Allen, Mrs. Mary Boone, Mrs. Rosetta Coleman, Attorney Johnny Green, Dr. F.B. Roseberry, Attorney Jerry Sokolowski will, and Mrs. Laverta Turner will be honored. They will be presented by Joyce Henderson, Reverend Littlefield. They will be presented by Juanita Wiles, Mrs. Spears, Attorney Elmo Washington, Billy Greenhower, Carol Calvin Luper, and Reverend Ford, an associate member at Paradise Baptist Church. We do have someone on the air, and what I want you to talk about is what you're going to do. That's the important thing. Clara Luper.
Good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing, caller?
Hello, this is,
Fluky.
yes,
It sounds like Fluky.
yeah, this is,
I'm listening, darling.
okay, this is,
Okay. Well, what we're having is seem like a problem with your cell phone.
yeah, this is Reverend Dallas.
Okay, Reverend Dallas, we got you now. You're
Yeah.
coming in loud and clear.
All right, a happy good morning to all of you there.
Yes.
All right.
And I wanted to call to make a pledge for Clara Luper Day.
All right, right,
All
right,
right.
right.
Mark us up for 50.
What?
Mark us up for $50.
Okay, well, I'll be at the Freedom Center immediately after the parade. Clara Luper's taking the lead here on radio with $50.
Reverend Dallas, you're still a friend of mine, though, okay?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man, we
Okay.
both love her.
All right.
All right, all
And
right.
not only does he talk that talk, but he's been able to prove it over the years. You know,
Thank you,
oftentimes during the sit-in movement, during the civil rights movement, during the
He
garbage
always
strike,
contributed.
you look around you and you look behind you, and by golly, there are people back there that are pushing you and they're saying, just stay on the steady, and make sure you do it right. But Mom, we have another caller.
Okay,
I do
Clara
believe it, and we're
Luper.
anxious to
Clara
talk with
Luper,
them.
may I help you?
Words of wisdom,
Yes, I need it.
kind words. Don't wear the time out.
Kind words, what?
Kind words. Don't. You got it?
Yes.
Don't wear the tongue out.
Kind words don't wear the tongue out. That's why I'm going to speak so kind to Calvin. Calvin,
Oh,
you're
no.
very smart, but you can't beat me.
Oh,
That was
Mom, but
kind.
We're trying
Kind
now.
words
It's a
don't
good
wear
long
out.
race now. Fluky
I'll see you
McDaniel, thank
tonight.
you so much.
You'll
I will
you'll
see
be
you
there
later.
tonight, won't you, Fluke?
Oh, you know I'll be there.
Okay, and whose team are you on? Whose team are you on?
Calvin, did I hear?
Cla- no.
Fluky got off the phone.
That's okay. That's
We don't
okay.
Thank you, Brother McDaniel. You know, good things happen when you listen to the
Okay,
Clara
we
Luper
have
radio
someone else
show.
on the
We
line.
got another caller.
Okay,
672-1220 is the number.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm fine. Clara Luper has a lead out here on radio.
This is Rosemary Walker.
Yes.
Right.
That had the kickoff day, Doc Williams Day at Clara United Methodist Church.
We are aware of that.
I want all my friends and everybody else that is enjoying the Freedom Fiesta week and know me and know the church and know Reverend Parker and they were unable to be at church. Please come by the Freedom Center and bring a donation for Doc Williams Day. I will be there, and I won't say I'll beat Clara Luper. I
That's
know
right.
better.
You're very truthful. You're a
I'll
Methodist.
say it. I'll say it. We're going to beat you, Mom. We're going to win.
Well,
The sit-in is
okay,
there.
we'll
Okay,
see.
we'll see. And you're asking your friends to bring not only some money, but some newspapers. We got to fill that newspaper house full of newspapers today. We've got to get aluminum cans. We've got to give these people in Oklahoma an opportunity to get up off of their constitutions and do something.
Well, Mom, let's get this straight now. We don't want you to put your aluminum cans in the newspaper bin.
Of course not.
Right. Because it says on there what type of papers that we accept. Newspapers, no
And
phone books.
no telephone
No
books.
telephone
Right.
books.
Telephone book.
Just the other paperwork. But Mrs. Walker, I want you to
Miss
thank.
Walker's very intelligent. She's admitted.
She's
that
a
she can't
winner. I
beat Clara
enjoyed that
Luper.
Sunday
I
services.
won't try to beat Clara Luper, but I would like to have all my good friends to bring a donation by the Freedom Center today.
Yeah, some of your good friends, all two of them will be by the
Oh,
sea.
Mom, wait a minute
No,
now.
I was just teasing Miss Walker. I know she will have a lot.
That's okay.
But we're saying, Mrs.
And
Walker.
Calvin, how
I
many of your
enjoy.
friends will be there?
Mom,
Let me guess.
I can count.
Let me
I
guess.
have 10. Well, I have 4 fingers and 2
We'll see.
thumbs.
We'll see who's
And
gonna
that's
come
just the
up. Well,
beginning on the
Calvin,
counting on my friends. Because
Calvin.
okay, yes, this
okay.
is the Clara Luper radio show. Yes, this is live. Yes, this is Clara Luper's day.
And-
Yes, there will be a big dinner at Fairview Baptist Church. It is the
Yes.
Clara Luper dinner.
Yes.
But yes, it
We
is
will be
about.
honoring Mrs. Lucy Alexander, Mr. Richard Allen, Mrs. Mary Boone, Mrs. Rosetta Coleman, the Honorable Attorney John E. Green, Dr. F.B. Roseberg, Attorney Jerry Sokoloski, Mrs. Laverta Turner.
Good
This is the
things are
Clara
happening.
Luper Radio
Wow, that's
Show.
gonna be a
Calvin,
fantastic dinner.
Calvin,
Yes,
speaking of me, I am so fortunate
you are.
because my girls are so beautiful.
They are.
Sitting here with me today is one of my beautiful young ladies, and I gotta answer this telephone. Hello?
Hello there, Mrs. Luper.
Yes.
This is your friend, Nancy Davis.
Yes.
I am calling to tell you I want to congratulate you. You seem to be really making progress.
Making
I
progress.
have had people to call me to ask for tickets. I want to know if you have more tickets.
I have a few tickets left. The tickets are only $25, $50, and $100.
And the time?
It's exactly 6:30. Now, that's one thing about us. We start on time. I expect all of the people that's going to be honored and participate on the program to be there at 6 o'clock.
Well, you are honoring some of the greatest people in Oklahoma City. And this is honor that is most deserved by those hard-working Oklahoma City people and people who have worked throughout the state and the United States. And I will be there, and I want you to know that our breakfast, everything we've had this week has been just wonderful.
Well, I want to
What
know,
do you think about the Nancy Davis, Lady Ruth Hunter, and Lillian Alvarez breakfast?
do you think that you have friends that's going to come up there today and bring you a donation, or bring you some newspapers, or bring some aluminum cans, or sign those envelopes so future people can read about them?
Yes, I'm so sure they will, but I want to say thank you to everybody, but especially to Reverend H.A. Walker and Brother Willard Moore, who came to our breakfast and gave the nicest prayers that we really need.
Okay, well,
And with
Reverend
prayer,
H.A.
we are
Walker.
going places.
Reverend H.A. Walker and Willard Moore was treasurer of NACP for 30 years. Reverend H.A. Walker has always been with us. And he's more than your pastor. He's somebody to never forget. Wonder where's my pastor?
Well, now,
I'm
he's
sure
my
he'll be out
pastor
today.
emeritus. I want to tell you, Reverend Wilson, Floyd Wilson, is a wonderful man, but he's busy.
But I
He
know
will
my
be
pastor's
still
busy,
send
but I expect to see
contributions.
my pastor today. Okay, well, tell us what you're coming up today to get your donation.
Yes, and Reverend Wilson has sent his contribution.
Okay.
We are really proud of True Vine Baptist Church and the little boy who was crown prince.
Wait a
is the
minute.
great
Wait a minute,
Leontay Robinson.
Mrs. Davis. Somebody else will tell that story.
Okay,
Today you are
bye-bye.
here to try to catch up with Clara Luper.
Okay, we know we can't keep up with you.
And
because
so
we're
are you
helping
ready to surrender?
Okay.
You're ready to surrender?
Well, yes, I have to.
Okay, then. Thank you so very
All
kind.
right.
We have with us today, we have Mitchell on the telephone. Mitchell? Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine
I'm
this
on your
morning.
team.
I
I'm on your
have, this is
team.
the Freedom Fiesta week, and we have allowed so much money for records, and I would like to have all of the records. How many records do you have about the period in which we are studying? And that's the 60s. What do you have on Mahalia Jackson?
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
Do you have, how many records do you have out there on Mahalia?
I have as many as you need.
You don't know how many I need. I'm saying, how many different ones do you have?
We have a lot of different ones.
I can't buy in a lot. How
Okay.
many records do you have by Mahalia Jackson?
Probably about 5 different selections.
Okay, I want you to deliver those 5 different selections to me. I'm
Okay.
at the radio station.
Okay.
And just bring the bill with me, and I'll be happy to pay for them.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are here to congratulate me, and whose
Wait a minute, wait a
team are
minute.
you
I'm
on?
on your team.
Oh,
Whose team are you on?
I'm on Clara Luper's team.
You're very
my
intelligent.
teacher.
You're very
Hey,
intelligent.
Sterling, where are you calling from? What's the name of that your new business that you're involved in now?
It's Gospel World Music and Accessory, 4339 Southeast 15th in Sunny Lane in Dell City.
All right. Well, the
Okay,
dinner
let's
starts
see.
at 6:30. We anticipate serving around 7. It's at the Fairview Baptist Church there on Northeast 7th, right off Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City.
Okay?
Brother Mitch, we're going to play that music. We're going to tell everybody about the new business that you've opened.
But see
the
what
new
Calvin,
chance that he's taken.
what I'm trying to instill in people
Okay.
is to be proud of what you have and support your own.
All right.
Now, in the first place, Sterling Mitchell belongs to all of us. He's a CME minister, graduate of Dungy School. Why would I go and buy my records for somebody else? And the same thing is true with business. This past week, I've encouraged everybody to support black business. But Calvin,
Yes.
I have
Thank
in
you,
the
Sterling.
studio one
God
of
bless.
my beautiful co-workers on the Clara Luper radio show. And one of the young ladies that has been part of the winning of the Clara Luper's team.
I don't know why
This
you
young
keep
lady
saying
went
that.
out and brought in a large sum of money because she wanted Clara Luper in her game to stay ahead. Reverend Parker told us last week, what did he tell us? That we what?
We can't stop
We,
now.
we can't stop now. And now, Angela Littlefield.
Good morning. This is Angela Littlefield. And today I have a list of the people of the king, prince and queen and princess. Now, yesterday evening at the youth council for Nancy Davis and Lucy Hunter, we had the king, prince, and queen and princesses. And the king was Andre Carbon, prince was Dante Roberts, queen was Ashyla Bates, and princess was Amber Thompson. So see those king, princesses, and queen and princesses at Miss Clara Luper's parade today, and that's going to be at 11 o'clock. So come out and see Miss Luper shine and her team and the kings, princesses, and everybody to have a good time and to also have and to celebrate freedom. Thank you.
You're such a good performer.
But
I
she
enjoyed
forgot
you so much.
something, Mom.
What did she forget?
She forgot the fact that not only, just because this is Clara Luper's day, you must remember the sit-inners day, Miss Walker, Miss Cole.
Oh, she doesn't have to remember
all of
that.
us. We try
Everybody
to work
remembers
hard.
that.
We'll be
This
in the
is Clara
parade,
Luper's
too.
day, and
We'll
she's
be
a
in the parade
student
at
that
Pitts.
understands what she is supposed to do.
Well, I'm
Because,
just arguing. This is your
you
second
can just
time on
argue
the
you
show.
want to. I want you
Miss
to do like
Littlefield?
Miss Nancy Davis and others, just surrender.
Oh, no, I can't
We have
surrender.
here the president of the NACP. I wonder today if he's with the NACP Youth Council. I wonder if he's willing to surrender.
Good morning. My name is Charles Shelton. I'm 15 years old and a sophomore at John Marshall High School. I will not surrender to you, Miss Luper. For instance, I stepped in here to take over this radio station.
You're going, wait a minute.
I'm the proud president
You going
of
to
the
take over this radio station?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
sure must have a lot of cash.
I'm the proud president of the Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council.
Okay. This year, you're going to beat Clara Luper.
This year we're going to beat Miss Clara Luper.
I'm talking about today. You know, it ends today, and people are going to be coming up there bringing donations, bringing newspapers, bringing cans. You're saying that you are going to beat us today.
Yes, there's people coming to bring me some money.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, what are you going to do as president of the NACP?
This year the Youth Council will be motivated so that the community will increase membership, increase finances in the Youth Council by 35%, have participants in each and every contest, city, state, and nationwide. We are doing a fundraising, bringing paper, newspapers, shopping carts, office and school papers, freedoms to the Freedom Center, located on 2609 North Martin Luther King. Place the paper products in the green and yellow recycle bin. I know this community will help aid us in every way they can, and now I'm on my way to the Freedom Fiesta Parade, and we'll see you there at 11 o'clock.
Okay, now I understand that you have a team. Tell me about your officers and things that are working.
The team that I have this year, or the administration that I have this year, is excellent. I have David Duplessis at first vice president, Corian Thomas as second vice president, third vice president is Henry, and secretary is Shyla Bates, assistant secretary is Ashley Stinson, treasurer is Shayla Omahomian, and assistant treasurer is Andre Carbon, and my parliamentarian is Ladia Jackson.
Okay, you think with that administration you're going to be outstanding this year?
Yes, ma'am. Already we have increased membership. We have 15 new memberships in 2 weeks.
Okay, and then you all are in the contest. Tell me about your day.
On my day, which was Wednesday, we had a presidential tea extravaganza. On that night, we raised $165 and Will beat Miss Clara Luper. On that day, we had tea, we had a program. I gave my inaugural address, and the turnout was 45 people.
Okay, that came out to participate in your program. Yes. I know as a young man you have dreams. I understand it. You're a football player, is that right?
Yes.
And you're playing on what team?
John Marshall Bears.
Oh, John Marshall Bears. That's my team. How do you think the year will go?
We're going undefeated.
Okay, you're going undefeated. You're going to beat Clara Luper today. More people are going to bring newspapers up there and sign those envelopes for you than signing for me.
That's right.
Today you're going to raise more money than Clara Luper.
That's right.
Today you're going to beat Bosie Walker, Lady Ruth Hunter, Nancy Davis. You're going to beat Miss Ford. You're going to beat Miss Ray. You're going to beat Burley and Nero, Maxine Stale, Bosie Walker. Yes.
There's no need in naming all that. We
Why?
already know.
We already know what?
We already know all of these people. They just need to know about me.
Okay, well, tell them about you.
They know I'm going to win. I got supporters.
Okay, you got supporters. Okay. You're tickling my little Angela to death over here. She's just laughing. Angela, do you believe that he's going to do it?
You think you so tough.
That's what they all say till they really meet their match. I am the match.
You are the match.
I am the Muhammad Ali
of the civil rights movement.
That's right.
And you're going to beat us today.
That's right.
The telephone number out here is 672-1220. You've heard from the bumblebee. Now, now you're going to work. Reverend Littlefield, I'm so happy that you're here. We have a call, Clara Luper. Hello? Hello?
This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter. This week has been a great success. Started with Doc Williams Day, all the way through today, Clara Luper Day. We have had a great time celebrating the Freedom Fiesta. And today, to kick off Clara Luper Day, there will be a parade. And tonight, there will be a beautiful banquet. And I hope that everyone will be there because you are in for a treat. Now, don't forget that the NAACP Youth Council meetings are every Monday night at 7 o'clock. I hope that everyone will be there. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter.
Thank you, Coco. You know, tonight as we honor Mrs. Lucy Alexander, Mr. Richard Allen, Miss Mary Boone, Mrs. Rosetta Coleman, Attorney Johnny Green, Dr. F.D. Roseburg, Attorney Jerry Sokolowski, Mrs. Turner. Let me tell you something. When you see an automobile, it might look good from the outside. But what's important about that automobile is a motor. The things in there that keep it turning and moving. And these are movers, and I would like to personally congratulate them. I had an opportunity this morning to talk to my hospitality chairperson, Mrs. Gloria Matthews, who's out working now, getting ready for tonight. And I certainly want to thank her. Mr. Littlefield, you've heard all the rumbling this week. I know you haven't taken a stand because you're representing the senior branch. But I want to ask you a personal question. You've heard the president of the NAACP, the honorable, handsome, well-dressed Charles Shelton. Do you think today Charles Shelton will be able to defeat Clara Luper?
Well, Miss Luper.
Well, nothing. Do you think it? That's what I want to know.
I don't think he'll be able to have an opportunity to beat you because he hasn't yet grown the grain of experience yet. But I do admire his effort, and I do admire his desires to try to upset you. So that, in a sense, let's encourage him to keep on working, and perhaps someday he might have an opportunity to say, yes, I did have an opportunity to beat Miss Clara Luper, but not today.
Get your pencils and paper out. Let's write history down. Write history down, because as long as there's a Joyce Henderson, a Joyce Kimbrough, as long as there's Joyce's Jenkins, there's Joyce's, okay. This is Clara Luper. Hello, come on, talk to me, honey.
Good morning, Mrs. Luper.
Yes.
This is Carolyn Curry.
Yes.
I just called to congratulate you on this your day.
Yes, thank you.
And wish you much success
Yes.
with the Fiesta Parade and with tonight's celebration at Fairview Baptist Church. And just best wishes for all that's going on today.
Well, thank you so very kindly. What is the name of the young gentleman that will present Dr. Roseberg tonight?
The young gentleman's name is Reverend Cedric Ford. He is the assistant to the pastor at Paradise Baptist Church.
Reverend Frederick Ford is going to do
Cedric.
it. Cedric?
Yes.
Cedric Ford is going to do it tonight.
Yes.
I can hardly wait. And thank you. And I don't mean to be personal with you, but whose team you think will continue to lead?
Excuse me?
Whose team do you think will continue to lead?
Well, Clara Luper.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And you have a good
You can't
day.
doubt
Thank
the
you.
president. Don't doubt me. Do not
Tell
doubt the president.
Tell Kevin I love him, but I just have to go for Clara Luper.
Well, thank you so very kindly.
That's the wrong decision.
Wrong time.
Okay,
Have a
well,
good
we'll
day,
see,
both of you.
because after the parade, and those of you that will be looking at the parade, you can come out. All of us will be in the parade, and you can make your contribution. I would be ashamed if I'm a black person or a white person that have not made a contribution to this effort. Clara
Well,
Luper.
certainly-
Yes.
I'll certainly have my contribution, and
Who is this?
I will see you. This is Carolyn Curry, and I'm leaving now.
Okay, Carol.
Bye.
Thank you so very kindly. Yes, yes, yes. Beat Clara Luper. Hello.
Why, good morning, Clara Luper.
Good
This is
morning.
your long-time reporter.
Are you ready to spell defeat?
Oh, Mrs. Luper, I have never been in that battle because, when I'm going to go to war, I'm going to try to find somebody that I know I can beat. If I was a football player, when I pick a team to play, I'm going to pick a team that I feel that I can beat.
Well, you know you can't beat Clara Luper.
This team.
You
I'm
can't
just
beat
on
Clara
this
Luper,
team.
can you? Can you beat Clara Luper?
Did
The
I just
answer
say-
is yes or no.
Well, I've just given you an example as to what I would do.
Okay, well,
Since
today
I'm not
you've taught in
not on
Oakland.
your team, and I didn't select your team, so then you know I'm not expecting to be the team that I didn't select.
Oh, I see.
I understand. But I want to thank all those who have participated in the Freedom Fiesta this week, because I think we have had a wonderful program, and it's been a wonderful success. And I just want to admire our president and our first vice president, Mr. Charles and Mr. David, for the wonderful job that they have been doing, because they have really been a help to the organization this week.
But that's not the question. The question today, will they be able to catch up?
Well, Mrs. Luper, they said that a quitter never wins. So as long as they are continuing to try, we never know where the end may be or who may
Okay,
be
let's get to
ahead.
the subject,
So just
Mrs.
give them the privilege of thinking that they can beat you.
The
I want to
subject
give them that privilege.
is
And because they tell me a man is no higher than his thoughts. So they think they can beat you, and I'm going to congratulate them on those great
well, you
thoughts
can
that they
congratulate all you want to, but I'm asking the people to bring newspapers, aluminum cans, money to Freedom Center today to show that they are part of it.
Well, I'm sure they're going to do that.
Well,
because
you're
they
a
have
school
participated
teacher.
all the week. I beg your
You've
pardon?
been teaching. Call on your students.
Well, I'm calling on my students right this minute. Not
Okay.
all of my students. I'm calling on all of the people that have participated in the Freedom Sit-In movement, all that participated in ACP activities, like going to the meetings and coming to the meetings. All of those to come and participate, and just bring any little thing will help us, because we are up there.
Purchase your ticket, and you can make donations And after next week I will be leaving. I'll be going to Dallas immediately after the broadcast. But I want you to know, I want the world to know that we choked segregation. We started choking segregation August 1958, and
And
it
we
took us 6 long years
and
before
we can't.
somebody as black as me could eat anywhere in Oklahoma City. And I know all of you are just dying to take me out to dinner today after the parade. You don't have to worry about that. Just show the people that we are the leaders.
And we can't stop now.
Oh, no, we
We
can't stop now.
because things are changing and the methods are changing and the techniques are changing. And before when we were fighting it, we could see it up front, but things have changed. So we must continue the fight. We can't stop now.
Thank you, Mrs. Hunter. We can't stop now. So all the
And I want to
literary
thank
runners-
everyone who participated in our affair last night. And I thought we had a beautiful program, our fashion show, and thank everyone who came out to the breakfast because we had a wonderful breakfast. And
Okay,
I think
Mrs.
it's different.
Hunter,
Yes.
the subject today is not last night's breakfast.
Dinner.
Last
Oh,
night's
you had a
fashion
breakfast
show.
And I'll see you at the
Yesterday's
parade
breakfast.
today.
The thing today is, will you catch up during this Instead Day? Will you be at the parade?
Oh, I'm always at the parade. It's fun, and I'm there, and my participants will be there, and I know the first vice president's going to be there, so we're going to be in the parade.
But Mrs. Hunter, I don't mean to be personal, but would you give a donation today to the Clara Luper Day?
Now, Ms. Luper, now you're the answer.
The answer is either yes or no. I don't need a lot of talk.
And Nancy Davis's and Lillian Oliver's Day, I'm going to give my donation to Friday's
Calvin.
persons. Now, whoever they were, that's where it will go.
Okay,
So I don't imagine
then let me say
Saturday
goodbye
will
to you,
receive
Mrs.
my
Hunter.
donation.
Let me say goodbye to you.
Bye now.
Okay, thank you. Poor
All right.
Mrs.
You know,
Hunter
Mom,
thinks
this
she's going
is
to
a
be
very
dead.
important day, and we're mentioning, we're kind of, we're joking in a way, but we're quite serious. I want those of you out there who are listening, if you've called your friends, you've called a neighbor, you've invited them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show. We're talking about funds to help in the fight for freedom. We have the NACP Youth Council is divided into various groups. We have a new president. We got new advisors. And what we're doing is trying to raise money not only to fight for freedom and to pay the expenses of the building, but when you call, when you come, when that problem comes to you, certainly one day it will, we want you to know that we will be there for you. What do you have to do? We want you to be a part of the parade. We want you to come by the Freedom Center with your newspapers, your cans, your other products. But we also want you to be a registered voter. We want you definitely to be a member of the NAACP, Youth Council, Adult Branch, Life member. We want your participation. Now, you can sit back, you can relax there in your new comfortable chair and look out your beautiful patio window and say, oh, how lucky I am, or oh, how hard I worked to do that. But remember, in order for you to be where you are today, the NAACP has worked over the years since 1909 to make it possible for you to be where you are today. Yes, you can forget about it, but reality check is you wouldn't be where you are today without the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. For people like Roy Wilkins, for people like Martin Luther King, for people like Clara Luper, for people like Cecil Williams, for people like Letty Hunter, you wouldn't be where you are today. Look around you. Pat yourself on your back, but pick up those newspapers, bring those cans, and come by Freedom Center. It's located 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Now, we're all going to try to win. You know, everybody likes to be a winner. I glory in my new president. I glory in my advisor. But then we know the Sit-Inners Day was a very special day because of the fact that we raised some
Calvin, the only question.
And the question is,
the
yes,
sitting-
Mom.
The question
the fat
is,
lady has not sung yet, as the song goes, as expressions go. But we have.
I'm waiting on
until tonight.
Sterling to bring me Mahalia Jackson.
Well, Sterling is on his way. He has to
Okay.
leave his business. He can't just close.
No,
up
I
and
don't
say
want
that.
him to close up his business.
But then Sterling
Calvin.
knows from which force it comes. But Mom, you're going to tell us more about what's happening tonight.
I
we
told you
know
tonight
that
we're
Fairview
going
Baptist
to
Church. It'll be there at 6:30.
Yes. Do you know where Fairview Baptist Church is?
I know about where it is. I know if I turn west on Northeast 7th Street, I'm going to see this beautiful white building. that
But is
what's
it-
this young Reverend Reed? Reverend Reed has been there over the years, and Reverend Reed has done not just a little bit, but he's done a whole bunch of bits.
Okay, let
not
me
only
tell you
with
where
his
they
church,
are
but with
located.
the civil rights movement.
1700 Northeast 7th
Thank you,
Street in
Reverend Reed.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It will be at the Donald Burns Fellowship Hall. Now, I've heard from Reverend Dallas. I want to hear from my pastor because I want to make sure that I got a pastor. And 1700 Northeast 7th Street, and I want to hear from Reverend Bruner. You know, I have a lot of preachers say, Clara, I'm behind you. But I want you to come out front, come by Freedom Center and show your face. I would like to thank you doctors and you lawyers, and I would like to thank all my white friends because white people benefited from the sit-in movement. If it had not been for the sit-in movement, you couldn't be having entertaining. Your hotels would not be filled with black folks and white folks. Remember the Clara Luper's Freedom Fiesta dinner tonight. The tickets are $25. I have just a few tickets left, and I want you to get your tickets before you get to the door. Mrs. Maryland's catering service is serving that dinner tonight. And I know you will enjoy the food because it's going to be delicious. I can just taste those good old hot rolls. Oh, it's going to be a day. But I can tell you one thing. If you're not there by 6:30, you're going to be very disappointed. The seats will be reserved. There's a section for the $100 diamond supporters, the $50 gold supporters, and the $25 silver supporters. Now, we would like for you to be there, but in the meantime, if you can't come, I want you to get on the ball. The telephone number is 672-1220. We are headed for the parade.
For the parade, yeah. Where does the parade start? What
At
time
Pitts
will
Park.
be kicking
At
off?
Pitts Park.
Where's Pitts Park? That's 17th and Cape. It starts at about 11 o'clock. Berlin is there. If you haven't registered, don't worry about it. Just bring your vehicle, bring your sign. If you're riding in a convertible, make sure you're ready for the convertible. Don't worry about it. Berlin Nero is there. We want you to be there. 17th and Cape, we're starting out. We're going to go from Cape to Lottie, from Lottie to 23rd, from 23rd to Martin Luther King, and we will end up there at the Freedom Center where you will have an opportunity to see the Black History Monument, the Black History Wall, but even more important than that, you will have an opportunity. Today you have that opportunity to be a part of the civil rights movement. You may have missed it back then, but now you have a chance to come on up and to do something. Stand up.
Calvin, I'm so anxious because Don King told me that he would be there with his pickup along with Joseph Adad. Oh, we have a telephone call. This is Clara Luper.
Hello, Miss Lupe. How you doing? This is Shelton's brother-in-law.
This is who?
This is Shelton's brother-in-law, CJ's uncle.
Oh.
CJ's uncle.
Okay, you're from Dallas, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I do think CJ has a good chance of taking you down today because he is a strong man, and if you ever had got out to see him speak the other night, you know what he says he's going to do, he's going to try to do. So I think CJ has a good chance of raising a lot of money today.
You're from Dallas. I thought the Dallas Cowboys had a good chance, too, the other night. They had a good chance to lose.
That's not fair.
It was not fair.
That's not fair. We see.
Dallas lost the other night, just like CJ is going to lose.
But you
And
can't
I know-
doubt me. Do not doubt me.
CJ is going to be right there because y'all can't help him because he will be at the front of the parade.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be at the front of the parade. But we're talking about that financial parade. We're talking about the person can get the largest number of newspapers today, the largest number of aluminum cans. We'll see. And you're here from Dallas, Texas, right?
Yes, I am.
And you think that your nephew is going to win?
I do. I really do.
But you're a Texan, and that's good.
I think CJ has a real good chance. 'Cause
Okay.
He left here this morning taking newspapers with him.
Okay, we'll see. But people from all over this state is going to be bringing newspapers and money and what have you. And when you get up there, and we want you to leave your donation in an envelope so we can bury it in 10 years from today. We can look back on this day. Okay?
I will.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks, you very much.
Oh, Liz, thanks, Unc. Look at him. He's just grinning from ear to ear. Charles, it was 45 years ago that we were all in Washington, D.C. I shall never forget that march on Washington. I shall never forget the fact that Bayard Rustin and others organized it. I shall never forget the fact that the lights could not be turned on, nor the sound system, until the NACP with Roy Wilkins got there and wrote the check. I don't want you to forget that. There were other speakers there that day, but finally the young man from Atlanta, Georgia spoke. Give me some of his words, please, Charles.
50 years ago, a great American into whose symbolic shadow we stand signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon of light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who have been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro still is languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. So we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to lift our nation from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to make justice reality for all God's people. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plains of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to majestic heights and meeting physical force with soul force. The marvelous militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. So I say to my friends, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owners will one day be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white girls and little white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream that one day, every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places shall be made plain. The crooked places shall be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall reveal to all flesh, shall see in it together. With this faith, we'll be able to work together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free someday. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. So let freedom ring. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. From every hill and molehill in Mississippi, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when we allow freedom to ring, let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and city. We'll be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, to free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
So the words echo all over the world, and we continue to do it. And as our brothers and sisters gather in Washington today, and as we march today, Martin Luther King's words will still echo in our heart. You just heard our president, Charles Shelton. You've heard about what's going to happen today. Those of you that have not purchased your tickets, you may purchase them today at Freedom Center. Let's get our tickets before tonight, because we're going to start at exactly 6:30. And Calvin, I would like to congratulate you, because you were one of the original sit-ins. You know what it means to be spit on, to be kicked, and whatever. I would like to congratulate all of the sit-ins wherever they are. And I would like to tell all of the new people that have come to Oklahoma City since that day, August 19, 1958. Come on, you're a part of the struggle. You're a part of it. We aren't free. And I would like to thank Jackie Cooper. I would like to thank the police chief from Midwest City. I would like to thank all of my friends, both white, black, and polka dot. I would like to thank those of you that have believed in me when I have not believed in myself. I would like to thank you. And I'll see all of you at the parade. And one thing I like, Calvin, I like for people to come up and speak to me. You know one thing about it, because I came from a family and we were taught to speak to everybody and be kind. But Calvin, this week I received a lot of congratulations to you, because people have told me that you can't sing.
True.
But they are waiting to hear you sing.
Well, Mom, they're definitely waiting, and this is a very beautiful day, and I'm going to add to that beauty. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Clara, Luper. Thank you, other fellow sit-ins. Thank all of you out there in Oklahoma City, who have gone in and have fought for freedom. You know what you've done. We're asking you to continue to fight. The fight ain't over. Freedom ain't free. Freedom costs money. We need your help. The dinner is tonight at 6:30 at Fairview Baptist Church. The newspapers are there for you to bring up to the bin. The cans are there. But today is a special day, not only in our lives, but in the life of Mrs. Geraldine Downey, who is celebrating her, I'm not going to tell it, Miss Downey, but you're celebrating your birthday. This song goes out especially to you, for you, by yourself.
How about Willie Smith? You aren't sing happy birthday.
Oh, Willie, I forgot about your brother, Willie. Happy birthday to you, too.
And,
you got to share
and
with
Dr.
Geraldine
Broussard is
and
really
Dr.
happy.
Broussard, well, okay. Dr. Broussard, let me tell you about him. He's an outstanding chiropractor. He's located there at 400 block North West 23rd Street. He's painful, but he's good. You know, sometimes you got to take a little pain to get well. Dr. Broussard doesn't, he doesn't hurt you long. He doesn't hurt you much. But I'll tell you one thing, he will help you heal. Back to my birthday song, Willie Smith.
Sing it out of your heart,
Geraldine Downey goes out to you. I've been wanting to sing this to you for all them years, for all them thumpings you gave me. But that Geraldine Downey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Geraldine Downey. Happy birthday to you, Brother Willie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more.
It's the fact that you cannot sing. It's also the fact that you cannot beat your mother. This is Clara Luper saying, stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. This is Clara Luper saying, we can't quit now because we have come too far. And we don't believe that God has brought us this far to leave us alone. Clara Luper, here we are all. This is Clara Luper.
Calvin Luper.
Charles Shelton.
And
Angela Littlefield.
all saying,
Reverend Littlefield.
And Reverend C.J. Littlefield.
saying goodbye. We love you. Stay out of jail.
Fight for freedom.